Hey people, hope you're doing well. I'm Hannah. I'm gonna read some of my work. But first of all, I want to talk a bit about the demonization of intelligent, assertive, confident women. I'm not saying it's only women of colour, because I know it's not. And also about labels, like autism and ADHD and all of those things, how they're applied to almost undermine our intelligence, as opposed to just recognize the powerhouses that we are. Just recognize our intelligence for what it is. Why do you have to try to smear someone as autistic or smear someone as having ADHD? It's all projections. Women can be really intelligent. Women can be more balanced in their masculine than men. In fact, it's becoming more and more common, because lots of men are just in their toxic feminine energy more and more and more in this day and age. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on, why this is happening. But if women are more masculine than men because of the environment that we're having to live in these days, then it's not, don't try to label us as autistic, and don't try to label us as all sorts of things. It's not even just things like that. It's not even conditions like that. I have had drug addict. I've been smeared as a sex worker, because there's no way that I could actually be so intelligent as to build myself up on my own to have what I have. I have to have done something. I have to have sold my body when I'm celibate. I live like a nun or a monk and focus on my creativity. But instead of just believing that, they've gone to town, these people, gone to town. And it just shows to me that they're the ones that are all of those things, because they're the ones doing all sorts. They've spent loads of money. They've spent loads of money stalking me with drones, hacking everything, putting me on the dark web, bombarding me with all sorts of weird adverts, making all these weird TV dramas as media terrorism. It's just disgusting. They've really gone to a lot of trouble, instead of just facing the truth that I'm a very intelligent, a creative powerhouse, very industrious, very hardworking, that has been left in isolation and demonized because of my heritage, because of my ethnicity, because I'm a woman. And it's they've literally projected all of their sins onto me and tried to take all of my wealth away from me. Anyway, I'm going to read something I wrote in 25th of May 2025. And then I'm going to read something I wrote yesterday, which is on the same topic, but from a slightly different angle. Because of what they've done and everything, because I've had loads of tests and stuff over the last 4 years to try and figure out what's wrong with me. It's all this drainage, this sewage, literally burning me out, taking life out of me. And obviously the stress of being stalked, the stress of being put on the dark web, the stress of all these perverts perving on me 24/7, not having normal human interactions, literally being cut off from all of everything, just so they can take everything I'm producing. Just not having a normal life, not having normal interactions, not having normal love in my life, being blocked from having my own family, being blocked from having friends, being blocked from having normal business partnerships, being just not even allowed to have any income because I've been branded a terrorist. all of that is it's causing a lot of trouble, like on, it's caused a lot of, that's what's caused the fatigue basically, because all the tests that I keep having done just always come back, there's nothing. I mean, more white blood cell count is high, but that can be caused by what's happening, can't it? But just for a consistent period of time for 4 years. So, it's all of their projection. It's literally them projecting all of their sins onto me, just like what happened to Jesus. Anyway, I'm going to try and not waffle on too much because I'm like on the Shakti mat, so I can't obviously be on here for a long time. Well, I could, but it's not, you don't do that. It's not, you wouldn't want to. Anyway, I wrote this: the plebs endemic in society in the age of unrestricted access to everything. In this age of everybody thinking they are an expert in everything and wanting to label and identify everything instead of just be human, society has an endemic culture saturated with weak men and weak women who behave like weak men, who are labeling everyone who presents as intelligent, especially when challenged, as mentally ill. It's a trick as old as time. That is a projection of their level of development and lack of willingness to bear any kind of responsibility for their lack of awareness of themselves, primarily, never mind of others. But since I've written this, I've come to realise that they can't bear the guilt of what they've done, the harm that they've done to people. So they have to keep up this charade. People are not operating on the same level or the same frequency. Face facts. You can't force people to exist in frequencies that they don't belong in. I'm obviously 5 years ahead of these AI criminals, aren't I? Because they've been stopping me from launching everything I've wanted to launch since 2021. So bear that in mind. These plebs think everyone is at their pleb frequency. Calling women mentally ill or trying to label us as autistic or as having some kind of disorder for actually being highly intelligent is sexism. It's abuse and causes trauma. What's also telling is this nonsense only comes up in challenge situations and every other situation when appearing as amenable. None of these labels and insults are thrown about. So when you defend yourself against these crimes, their terrorism, their abuses, it's just very obvious that this is what they do. When you react to what the violations, women can just be smart and capable without some insecure pleb who hates themselves and their lives trying to take us down to below their level for some ego high. Because they can't bear it. They have to knock people down to feel good about themselves. They just can't bear it. There are people who want to make people wear all these diagnoses as a badge of honour to try and put a burden on us, like we didn't mean to challenge bullshit. We do mean to challenge bullshit, and we will keep doing it because it's crimes that need to be dealt with in the justice system. We want justice. It's a disgrace. We mean to challenge bullshit. And if you're doing the bullshit, that's on you. So you're going to face the consequences. You did the bullshit, the consequences are on you. For me, all of these insults disguised as mental health diagnoses, and it needs to be said that quite often it's by people who are not even mental health professionals. It's just people with access to data. People with access to data. That's all. That's who it is, making these assessments on people for their own, to serve their own agendas. Is just a reflection of limited understanding in the age of being able to access all kinds of information, and is just perpetuating old, boring, patriarchal paradigms void of any soul or spirit. People just need to get used to it. You can't keep attacking people who are change makers, because that's basically what they're doing. They're attacking change. They're trying to keep the status quo with their fancy technological advancements, and they're attacking the people who are doing the real change as warfare from the whole system. They're literally trying to beat us. Very bizarre. Very bizarre. There are people who keep God at the center of their lives and see multi-dimensionally. They are not mentally ill. They are highly in tune and intelligent in many ways. If you can't comprehend someone's intelligence, it doesn't make them unintelligent. It just means you lack the capability to comprehend somebody's level of intelligence. The people doing the insulting are just ignorant, jealous, and know-it-all abusers. They're only looking at situations, they're using framing that they recognize for something that they don't recognize. Instead of admitting they're looking at something they don't understand, they've seen something they don't recognize, they're trying to use framing familiar to them to apply it and project where it's not applicable. Those are the disabled people. The people doing that, they're the disabled people. Anyway, that's with some added extras written on 25th of May 2025. The plebs endemic in society in the age of unrestricted access to everything. Now this one I wrote yesterday. Yesterday and today. And this is about something like even more ridiculous. So until all this stalking and everything, all this obsession and everything I was creating happened in 2021, I wasn't some like desirable sex object. But I've become like more preyed upon sexually than ever before in any stage of my life since having disabilities. You know, since like all of this, what's happened has been taking a physical toll on my body. Even since having this random, you know, this spell work to do sciatica on me. So anyway, this is sexual violence. This is how fucked up people are. Fuck, with something seriously wrong. Wrong. I've never been preyed upon sexually. I've never been more preyed upon sexually than in the last few years of being far from at my best. It's got to be said, the world is a mess, very unhealthy and disturbed. It's weird how more people than ever are out to take what they can get. It's weird how more people than ever see me as a whore they want to sleep with, not a woman with a long-term condition or disability they could potentially offer help. Even with this recent random sciatica, what do people really think can happen in this state? But it doesn't stop people's minds getting carried away. It's horrific violence. Goes for friendships too. People treat you weirdly as a sex object instead of how they would normally treat new friends. It's no wonder I choose to spend most of my time by myself. It goes to show people are attracted to loving and compassionate hearts, no matter if they have awareness of that or if they have one or not. Starved, and even if their behaviour doesn't show it, my body certainly cannot give them anything they're dreaming up. And even if it could, it baffles me how people expect you to act based on their projections above your own values, senses, and desires, or any capacity you have to fulfill any of their weird fantasies. It's clear to me it is not my body that they want. It's my mind, heart, and soul, but they come together one and all. So right now, that's none. The fact I'm disabled and left to fend for myself, the latter being nothing new, should be a clear no to any weird fantasies being met. But in today's hellish world, there is no appreciation for care and self-care, or simply the concept of no, or simply for love. True love is living, sovereign and free. Why would anybody want to siphon that away? It's spellwork violations. The same spirit hijacking everybody. It's like everywhere I turn, it's hard to find people who cannot be corrupted. It's unfortunate to see that is commonly people's perception of me. And the scariest is they feel it acceptable to act on said perception towards me with no consideration of me. It's beyond crazy how they try to force their mirror. It stirs repulsion and disgust, lost trust and innocence. I have to convert. So inevitably the whole psyop serves as poetry material. Knowledge for others to learn. People are so strange. And the Pope is a fat, scaredy cat performer who would benefit from a decent fast and focusing on himself and being closer to God, being in the nothingness rather than doing weird shit to try to take other people's souls out of their body and making enemies out of other people of God. If you don't know anything about virtue, just leave people alone. And free Palestine from the global Epstein network, Zion-Nazi regime, pedo and trafficking ring, and from occupation by self-righteous religious people and institutions. And justice for all people treated like pieces of meat and abused without consent. And justice for all victims of satanic ritual abuse and black magic. And rid the world of lust, greed, envy, ignorance, and hypocrisy, demonic spirits. No glass ceiling on our kids in Gaza is going to stick. That's it. That's all. And coming on for 20 minutes on the Shakti mat is pretty long. I don't know if any of you have lay on one of these spikes. My back is on a bed of spikes. It's a long time. These fucking people, stop doing spell work on people that want nothing the fuck to just leave people alone. Stop doing spell work. Demons. They're the people who make out like they're holier than thou. They're the ones doing spell work on people. Projecting. Instead of seeing people for what they are. That's it. Why are they getting in the way of people's connection with God? Why are they trying to literally take people's life force away, their creative force, how we connect with God? And they claim to be people of God. Fast. That's what you need to do. Prescription is fasting. And leave people alone. Stop thinking bad things about people. Stop projecting weird shit out onto people. Just go about your business. Stop targeting energy readers who can read what you're doing as well. It's fucking stupid. It's really fucking stupid. Anyway, that's it for this one. I really need to get off this. And I think I'll be reciting more in future. Yeah. Take care, people. Help me out and do the free things like subscribe, all that stuff. Doxed out here, obviously. The billionaires, the fake billionaires. This is the real one. I'm coming to get everything. Best believe. Shouldn't have done your fucking fuck shit, should you? You should have treated me like an equal. from the beginning, because everything always gets back to where it's supposed to be. It's called balance. It's called universal law. It's called fuck you, bitches.